I think we settle for too many jump shots. I think we're a jump shooting team. We live by it, we die by it. We got to learn to put pressure on the defense. We don't put any pressure on the defense by shooting jump shots, especially on a night like tonight when our jump shots aren't falling. We got to learn to, get to the rim or force them to kind of guard us in a different ways. I think we had a lot of opportunities tonight. I felt like we could have punished them on the block. They're a long team. You make a move from one end of the court to the other end. We didn't do that tonight. We just settled for jump shots. And we got to understand that just because you're open doesn't mean it's necessarily a good shot. Sometimes you got to, try to get to the rim and try to draw fouls.
Losing streak started, winning streak over. Celtics lose 102-91 to the Dallas Mavericks. This is the Garden Report on Celtics Blog and CLNS Radio. Evans Clinchie and Jimmy Toscano from Celtics Blog are here. I am Jared Weiss from CLNS Radio. We have got a short episode for you. Hi, Jimmy. Hi, Evans.
Good to see you.
There's not a ton to talk about tonight. The Celtics didn't shoot too well. Jimmy's in a funny mood, so we'll just get right started with them. So Gerald Wallace said after the game they were settling for shots, even taking open shots, but sometimes those aren't the shots to take because they don't really build momentum. And they had no momentum tonight until basically the end of the game. They shot ice cold for pretty much the first 3 quarters.
A lot of jump shots, a lot of bricks, and when they did drive to the hoop, it looked like they were getting blocked a lot. And the interior defense by the Mavs tonight I thought was better than maybe it usually is. I'm a huge Mavs watcher. I don't know.
A huge game for Dallenberg, right?
Yes, absolutely, crushed it. No, but Wallace is right, and Sellinger said something kind of. I think he was talking about his jump shots, like you said, and it was just nothing was working for them. And we saw it from the start. 16 points to start the game. It was ugly. I mean, anybody who came to this game, I think the Celtics should issue a formal apology in the form of a statement.
So tonight is the night where they have to do that?
I think this marks
for the whole season or just for tonight? Just for tonight. They really have a lot of different motives for that. But
just for tonight. The fourth quarter kind of made it seem like the game was closer than it should have been. This was not a close game at all. I mean, it was 20-plus points early in the fourth quarter or late in the third quarter, whatever it was. It was ugly. It was just ugly. I don't even have a whole lot to say about how ugly this game was.
No, there's not much to say. I mean, one of the things that Joe Wallace said post-game was that just because a shot looks good because it looks open doesn't mean it's a good shot. And I think he was kind of referring to, they had a lot of looks that kind of looked open at first, and they would square up to take it, and then somebody would lunge with a big long arm in their face and all of a sudden contest a shot from out of nowhere.
Yeah.
A guy like Avery Bradley, who is a really good mid-range shooter when he's open, isn't very open anymore when you've got a guy with long arms that can contest his shots well. I mean, he shot 2 of 13 tonight. Bradley did.
That's ugly.
They had
Ankle's
a lot of looks
that him still.
That's part of it, I'm sure. They just had a lot of looks that kind of sort of looked open, and then the Mavs used their length and their athleticism to disrupt what the Celtics did. They just weren't finding good shots. And one of the things Wallace said is against a team that's long and disruptive like this, you've got to kind of cut from side to side across the floor and create your own looks by moving. The Celtics were just too lazy to do that tonight. It showed. The numbers reflect that.
And Avery Bradley went out of this game, didn't return. What do you guys think of that situation?
Yeah, probably the ankle.
It's concerning. I mean, let's be honest. This is a guy that has had a hard time staying healthy over the years, and here's another injury. I mean, this is what he's missed. I think 6 games now. Like you said, he didn't return this one. He played less than 20 minutes. He seemed a little discouraged in a way after the game. He didn't talk to anybody. I sort of snuck out. I think I can't really blame him. He's probably very frustrated. It's a contract year for him. It's a big year. He was playing well before the injury, and now it seems like the ankle's definitely affecting the way he shoots. I'm sure he's thinking about it out there. It's tough when you're taking jump shots. You're maybe thinking about landing. You're not thinking about how you're shooting the ball, or you know what I mean. It's definitely not helping him right now, and you can clearly see it in the stat sheet.
He's a jump shooter, not a set shooter, Evans. So if he has an ankle issue, he's losing the elevation on his jump shot. That's going to ruin his shot.
Absolutely, exactly. I mean, he needs that elevation too, because he's not going to be able to shoot over guys. He's not tall or long. He needs to use his jump shot to create looks for himself. And against a team like the Mavs, who they're long and they can disrupt his shot, it really, really shows through, exposing his weaknesses.
Pretty much the lone bright spot besides Rondo's near triple-double is
besides that
little thing. Chris Johnson goes 4 for 4 from deep, hit some clutch three-pointers that almost started to bring them back, and he had that big defensive play at the end there. They almost made it a close game.
There's a fine line between clutch and garbage time, but we don't have to debate that. It's okay.
Right.
No, it still meant something, at least.
I suppose.
But Chris Johnson, who is right now the longest signed Celtic technically with that reportedly four-year deal that's completely non-guaranteed. He is making a name for himself with this team, and on a night where Avery Bradley went down, for him to come out there and go 4 for 4 from deep, that was pretty huge.
I love it. I mean, I think it's great. I mean, this is a guy that he's basically working on an NFL contract where it's not guaranteed. He has to go out there and still, even though he's got that contract for the end of this year, which gives him that financial security, he's going to go out and do the same thing next season in terms of trying to make this roster. I mean, it's not guaranteed. He's got to prove himself once again. And then even the year after that, he's going to do it again if he does make the team again. So he hasn't changed his approach. He's not just, I got my deal, I'm good now. I have some financial security for a couple years. I can just sort of hang out. No, he's going out there and he's playing his game still. And like you said, 4 for 4 from deep tonight. Just a great game, and I like what I'm seeing out of him. Like you said, it's a bright spot for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And with the injuries the Celtics have had to their guards, he needs to step in there and contribute every now and then. And having a fourth guard for some depth is really helpful, and he's playing that role well.
And if they make some trades here in the next couple of weeks, he could be seeing even more playing time. And the better he plays, the more inclined the Celtics may be to do a deal like that. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, it's one of the things about tanking is that sometimes you throw guys out there like Chris Johnson and they show you something.
Right.
It's kind of an inadvertent thing that just kind of falls into your lap. That this guy's pretty good.
Right. Just need the
that could happen here.
Well, there was a segue. Trades possibly in the midst.
Well played. That was good.
We have part 2. We will talk about a trade rumor that broke on Friday, that was rumored on Friday. So come back for part 2. That will be up next on the playlist. This is the Garden Report. Or today?
Yes.
I think it was today.
Yep.
That's right.
Fine. Don't worry about it.
Today is Sunday.
Today is Sunday.
I thought it was Friday. Okay. Well, we'll have to edit that out or not. So part 2 coming up on the Garden Report.
It's definitely an honor, especially to have so many in this organization. But for the most part, I just try to play the game, and when goals like that come across you, you try to work hard and do the best for your team.
Where does that milestone rank of some of the other things you've accomplished in your career?
It's right up there. It's definitely an honor to get that many assists. I play with some great players, and I give them all the credit. I got to make the basket.